Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Today I'm so excited. We're going to live, love, laugh, and let go out loud with one of my hometown girls here in Montana. She's just an amazing, fun friend. And I'm excited for you to get to know who she is because my show is all about people that impact me, make a difference, and that I love. So I'm going to do a little intro video to her and then she'll be right on here with me. So stay tuned. The one and only Angel Viren. I'm so excited to
Hi,
have you
Lynn.
here.
I'm excited to be on your show. This is so cool.
It is so cool. I'm so excited to have you here. So before we get started, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and we'll take it from there and have some fun.
Sounds good. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Angel Viren, and some of you know me, some of you don't. So I guess this is just a little show to kind of get to know a little bit about me, a little bit more about Lynn, what's going on in life in general, and just have a little bit of fun.
So you're just ready for it because you're just so game, and I just love the fact, I just love the fact that you trust me enough to be on the show here, and we're gonna have lots of fun with here. So let's just start with what's the me- what meaning does living your best life have to you for you personally?
You know, for me personally, it's just being comfortable in my own skin, I guess. I don't try to sugarcoat anything. I don't try to be anybody else. I don't try to metamorphosize or conform to anybody else's standards. It's just I'm me. Take me, leave me, love me, don't. It doesn't really bother me either way. Um, you know, it's I have to be okay with me and my life, and if more people live that way, I think that we would be all better off for sure, mentally and everything else. One of the best pieces of advice my mother ever gave me was just be you because you're beautiful. So
Yes,
that's
you
what I try to
are.
be. It's just me.
Yes, you are. And I'm just proud of you because you've been very successful mortgage broker, which, you help refinance my house. I mean, you just do so many amazing things. And now a bar owner, I mean, you get to be with your horses and all this stuff. I mean, I love that you realize the power within yourself and made your life be what you want it to be right now.
Well, and that's the awesome thing about life is so many people put themselves in one box and never think about getting into any other box or anything. I'd never even bartended a day in my life before I bought a bar, and now I'm running a very successful bar, and I love it. I think you just have to try things. You never know if you're going to be good at something until you try it. It's just like food. You never know if you're going to like it unless you actually try it. Um, there are some things that I don't think I would try. Maybe a tarantula. I've been watching Chopped a lot lately, so um, yeah, some people eat some weird things, but you never know if you're gonna be good at something until you try it. So I always say, if you get an inkling, try it, and you could be absolutely fantastic at it. When I started off in school, I've always been really, really good with animals and everything. I wanted to be a veterinarian, and when I was actually going to college, I got into real estate, and I just have a passion for it. I just love it. And so real estate has really been my passion for about 20 years. Um, but when I bought the bar 2 years ago, my I bought the bar kind of for my husband and to be a secondary thing for me and stuff. But I love it so much, and it's just a different challenge. It's a different atmosphere, and I actually retired from the real estate scene and have been devoting everything to my bar. And the bar is going fantastic. Now I'm contemplating dipping my toe back into the real estate scene. So it's just you can always change. You can don't ever feel like you're stuck in one pattern or one path in life or anything else. You can do pretty much anything you set your mind to, or at least try. So, and one of my fellow classmates, when we were in high school, our graduating motto was, even if you fall flat on your face, you're still moving forward. So I've carried that through life. Even if I fall flat on my face, I'm still moving forward, pick myself up and keep on going.
Welcome everybody for being on here. Feel free to ask any questions. Yeah, she's a former broker and realtor and stuff. She'll be willing to answer anything along the way. Um, anyhow, so what do you love in your life other than your family?
Um, you know, I that's actually a really good question. Um, my family is definitely number one. I have three boys. I have twins that are 16 and a 9-year old, and they are just absolutely the love of my life. Like I do everything in my life just revolving around them, and so um, you know, they are number one. My husband's absolutely amazing. It doesn't matter what kind of crazy goal I have next or what direction I want to move it in life. He is 110% supportive of anything and everything I ever want to do. So that helps me a lot too in my life and my goals and thinking I can do anything, because my husband really truly thinks that I could probably do just about anything I ever wanted to do.
Okay.
So but other than that, like hobbies and stuff, I really enjoy my horses. I officially have a herd, I think. We have 5 horses with one on the way. And so, and then we're gonna breed again, so we'll have another baby after that. So I think I officially have a herd. Um, but I love them. They're my peace. They're my calm. Um, Something's not going right in some shape, way, or form in my life, they love me no matter what.
Yeah.
So I go out there, spend time with them, find my center, and usually I figure out a lot of problems when I'm on the back of a horse. So that's
Nice.
my go-to, my solace.
Ray Lee really loves horses, and she's like, I've been wishing for 7 years of my life to have a horse. She says, I'm gonna have to marry me a farmer. So
Well, not a farmer. Farmers don't have horses, but a rancher. A
that's
rancher.
what she said though. I was like, honey, you save your money, you work good, and you can get a horse. She goes, oh no, but I need him to help me with the horses.
That's funny. That's so cute.
It is. She just has a passion. She goes to her aunt's house and always rides the horses there. I'll have to bring her out to see your horses. She knows the lingo for riding and everything. And I'm like, I'm from New York. I don't know none of this stuff.
Well, we have a baby due in March, so you might have to bring her out to see the new baby.
Oh, that will be awesome. That will be awesome.
Yeah, Matt's Matt's gonna get his little palomino that he's always wanted. So
Oh, how so
yeah,
cool. Okay,
yeah.
so what makes you laugh?
What makes me laugh? Um, I love I love to mingle with people, and I love to just go out and have fun um, and which is great, owning a bar. So I laugh on a daily basis there with friends and patrons and stuff like that. But um, laughter, just my kids laughing and having fun, that makes me happy. That makes me laugh. I guess I find joy in others laughing and having fun and stuff like that. So that really makes me happy, and that really gets me going. So
Yeah.
I do like comedians and stuff like that. So we have a comedy show at the bar, and our comedians are usually pretty funny. So they come from all over the United States and everything. So we
I'm
really enjoy that.
I'm pretty excited about that because I'm going to start. Just so my audience that always follows me, I'm just going to start interviewing them before they show up at Angel's Bar. So that's going to be kind of exciting. That's kind of our plan, anyways.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I'm starting to get some comedians on here and stuff for the new year, so it will be exciting. And so now you'll know it's Angel's Bar. Actually, it's called Red Rooster, but
Yeah.
What things have you let go out loud?
Toxic people. How about that? I have always been a fixer all my life, and I want to help people as much as I can. I love to um, lift people up, give people opportunities and things like that. But I've realized that I've had to let go. Some people don't want help, and some people um, don't want to lift themselves up, and inevitably they end up bringing you down with them. And so I've had to recognize toxic people and toxic traits that some people have and stuff like that, and realize that I can't save the world. I have to give that position up. I cannot manage the entire world and make sure everybody's happy and healthy and has a good job and all of that kind of stuff. Um, and so I've had to give that up. I had to give that up, and it's hard. It's really hard when you see people struggling, but you have to, recognize, like,
Well,
can you help them? And if
if
you
they don't,
can't, then you can't.
if they're not willing to take actions, if you open a little door and they can't take the action for the rest of it, then they
Right.
need to go. They truly have talked more than they've actually, done.
Right.
So
And
so
a lot of people want, they don't necessarily want help.
right. Well, some people want to be fed instead of learning how to fish.
Mhm.
So, you got to realize who wants to learn how to fish and who wants to be fed. And those bottom feeders just got to go.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just
That's that's a funny way to put it. But yes, I have such a big heart, and I'm always giving, and I'm always wanting to give and stuff, and so that's gotten me burned quite a bit in life, and but I also have to make sure that I'm not jaded to the point where I don't help people who still need it, because some
right.
people do need that help, and they are grateful, and they will take that help and run with it. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's been a big life lesson for me. Not everybody's out for your best intentions, even if you're out for theirs.
right, and that's just it. You've learned some valuable lessons, and I guarantee every time you've even learned more traits and more signs and more,
Mhm.
it's giving you the discernment, but also the passion to realize who really needs it and who doesn't. So, without that, what you've got, it just uh,
Yeah, it's a fine balance, keeping your compassion for humanity and not getting taken advantage of.
absolutely.
Um,
What's the biggest factor that has helped you be successful?
my drive, uh, probably. I don't know how to take no for an answer. I don't like taking no for an answer. Somebody tells me I can't do it, I'm like, oh, really? Watch me. So my internal drive just to do something and do it really, really well. I don't like to do things if I'm not going to give it 110%. And so, but that's also probably a big flaw of mine too. My husband's always saying that one of my theme songs for my life is I'm in a hurry to get things done. I rush and rush until life's no fun, because I'm constantly striving to be better and do more, and we can do this and we can do that, and I am the driving force of our family and our life, but I just don't know how to be any different. So
Well, you got
we
somebody that
do
allows you
better.
to
I
be
want
that.
to be better.
Yeah.
So
You got somebody that allows you to be that, so you guys are just
yes,
perfect, and that's so blessing. I
yeah,
love that.
yep. He definitely does not try to rein me in whatsoever, and just lets me run. And even with any crazy ideas that we have, or I have, and start putting plans into motion, he's like, are you sure, are you sure? And I'm like, we're gonna do this, we're doing this.
That's awesome.
And and in the end he's like, I gotta hand it to you, you did it again, where we're getting to this goal that I didn't think was attainable, and or whatever, we have this, and I never thought we would have it, or and so we've gotten to this place in our lives, and so it's fun. Life is Life is a gift every single day, and I've had some really hard lessons learning that. My mom died when I was younger, not young, but younger. She died when I was 36, and she was a huge influence in my life as far as being just a strong woman. And so I draw a lot of strength from her, and but I've learned you just don't take any single day for granted.
I
Not
get
not one.
I get chills, but, she's very, very proud of you, and you know that.
Yes,
But
I do.
I just need to remind you that because
Yes.
she's with you all the time, girlfriend.
All the time, all the time, and I know
Absolutely,
she'd be very proud of me and
absolutely.
everything. So,
Yeah,
but I also keep that in my heart too, and I wanna make her proud of me. I wanna make my husband proud. I wanna make everybody who,
I'm proud
is
of you.
my friend or anything, like, that's just the way I live my life, and not that I strive to make others happy, but, um, I do definitely, uh want to live a life that people are happy to say, "I know her, and she's awesome."
That's
So,
right. You are. That's why I have you here. What are your successful habits?
um, oh, kind of should have given me some of these questions beforehand. I could have
Well, I told you to be here 10 minutes early, but we ain't going there, girlfriend. We ain't going there, girlfriend.
Okay,
So it's on
so
you.
some of my successful habits is to never give up. Just never ever give up. There's always resources. There's always uh stuff out there. There's always where there's I always say, and this is actually my saying, where there's a will, there's a way, and I have a lot of will, so I will make that way.
I love
And
that.
so I've always thought that way, like, okay, there like I can attain this goal. I just have to figure out the way. And it might take me 5 minutes, it might take me 5 years. But as long as I set that as a goal and I work every day to try to attain that goal, then I'm going to be successful. There's nothing that can stop me.
You go, girl.
So,
What hard times in your life left you a better person after it was finished?
oh, so I've learned some pretty hard lessons, and they're lessons that are those life lessons that everybody tells you up front, but then you're just kinda like, "No, I can do this better. I can manage this." One of those lessons was to never hire your friends. So, anybody who needs that business lesson right now, you never ever hire a friend, just so you know. That has burned me more than once. And so don't hire friends, that's a business tip. But losing my mother has changed me tremendously. My mother was a workaholic, and I found myself in that grind. Um, and when she passed, she was riding horses one day, went into the hospital bed the next.
Wow.
Um, and I was her primary care nurse. Like, I did everything for her, and I felt like she had supported me for 36 years of my life. What was, 6 months to a year of mine taking care of her and making sure she had the best care possible. And so I actually stepped away from my career, stepped away from my company, I stepped away from everything, and I was her hospice nurse. And it taught me a lot about humility for herself and for myself. It taught me a lot about treasure every single day. Your children grow up faster than you realize, and that they're less impressed with everything that you work hard to give them than they are with the time that you spend with them. And I worked so hard to, bless my children with traveling baseball and everything, like anything and everything. And what I really realized was that they needed me. They needed the time with me. They needed to spend that time with me. And so I had to find a better balance between work and home, because my days on this earth are numbered too. And I don't ever want to leave this earth without them feeling like I didn't make that effort for them and to spend time with them, and and to just know that they were my priority. And when you're working so hard, you think that you're working so hard for them and they know that they're your priority, but you're really not making them your priority. So I've stepped back tremendously on the work front, and I dedicate my time to my children and stuff like that. And through that, we've had um a very successful work life and home life. And so learning how to balance that was a huge life lesson, and I think has made me a better mom and a better person overall.
Awesome. I agree. What mistakes have you made along the way?
Well, that hiring the friend thing was a big mistake. So,
Don't make that make you salty. We talk about this. No.
right, we do talk about this because I do have a tendency um, to cut pretty quick, but so you can't let things like that make you salty, but definitely to try to take the lessons that others have already lived and learned, and don't think that you can be different, or that you're gonna, your situation's gonna be any different, because it won't be. Like, definitely, I'm pretty hard-headed and I'm pretty stubborn, and I want my way, and I think that I can handle everything and anything, but to take the lessons from people who have been there and done that, um, that's a mistake that I made, that if I could go back, that I would listen to people more on what they had to tell me, just listening more, just listening and applying those lessons that people have already been there, done that, and they are just trying to help you, but you feel like you got this. You don't need their help. You don't need their, guidance or advice or anything like that, because you're a rock star. Why would you need to get everybody else's opinion? Because everybody else's opinion don't matter, but the life
Experience does.
lessons do.
Yeah, experience does.
Yep,
So,
experience does.
yeah. So what's your big, hairy, audacious goals?
Well, Matt and I have been looking at ranches lately.
You're not moving far away though. You better not.
No,
No, you better not.
so, we have 40 acres right now, which I'm not sure who's all on this podcast, but if you're from New York, 40 acres probably sounds like a lot.
Yeah, I got a lot of New York friends, so
But so we've been looking at like 500 to 1,000 acre ranches and stuff like that, and
you better have a cottage for me to come and stay at in the hot tub,
yeah.
and I'll be right over.
So, but we don't want to live far away or anything. So it's one of those things. Like, a big bodacious goal was to own like an actual ranch someday, and I don't know if I would like that or not, because I do like to be closer to town, but I like the solace of being able to go outside and not have neighbors and not hear anything, and be able to ride my horses, and just get away from the rat race.
Yep,
So,
I hear you. So, what makes a person beautiful to you?
their heart, more than anything else, their integrity, um, their love for life. Uh, I always say material things don't matter. Your body's gonna fade, your beauty's gonna fade, but who you are as a person is gonna carry you through until you're old and gray. And we're all gonna, you know, where all of our days are numbered. We're not ever gonna be here forever. And I always tell people, you can't be afraid of dying. Everybody's so afraid of everything anymore that they're afraid to live. And you could stay cooped up in your house because you're afraid of, and I'm not downplaying anybody who's afraid of COVID or anything like that, but you could be afraid of the COVID, you could be afraid of flu, you could be afraid of pneumonia, you could be afraid of whatever. But if you're out living your best life and you're taking a tour to China, and you pick up something and you die, like, You could pick up something and die in your own home. You could walk outside and get hit by a bear truck tomorrow. Go out and live life.
Yeah.
It's not worth sitting there doing nothing, watching everybody else on TV live their life if you can't go out and live yours.
Absolutely.
So,
People forget they drive in the dark 70 miles an hour.
yeah,
You're taking, especially in Montana. I don't, I'm not gonna lie. I try not to drive late at night because, you got Mother Nature out here. You
yeah.
taking a big ass chance, man.
Yeah, you could get in a car accident, anything can happen at any point in time. Just freak things can happen. I had a friend who was helping her sister-in-law through a really tough thing. Her husband just slipped and fell, and not a big thing, but I mean, he was 43, I think. And he thought maybe he bruised his rib or something like that. Well, apparently when he tripped or slipped and fell, he um nicked some kind of artery inside, like some freak weird thing, and his chest cavity filled up with blood, and he sepsis and passed. And while it's a super sad thing, he lived his life every single day to the fullest. And um you know and his life is a celebration. It's,
Yeah.
you just never know when something's gonna happen.
So
Never
all
know.
so all those
So
beautiful.
to not get out of bed every day and go, "You know what? I'm gonna eat that cake, and I'm gonna go to that new movie, or I'm gonna go ride a bike, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go ride my horses, I'm gonna go do something." um you know you have to get out and do it. And you can't if I you saw the pictures this summer, but if anybody else saw the pictures this summer of my face when I had a horse fall on me,
Oh yeah.
people were just like, "Oh my gosh, are you ever going to get back on?" Yeah, get back on a week later. Like, you gotta keep living, you gotta keep going out and doing it. I mean, my face was absolutely horrible. I broke my nose, um, almost punctured my poor little jugular. But, things like that are going to happen. And I would rather, if something was going to happen, I'd rather, be happy doing something that I love to do versus sitting in an armchair having a heart attack.
Yeah.
So,
Well, all those beautiful things you said about beautiful mind and a beautiful heart and all that, those are things I see in you. That's why I
oh,
love
thank
asking this
you.
question because people innately answer what they truly are. So I gotta say, I love you.
Well, I love you too, Lynn, but I really do. If somebody has a great heart and a great mind and a great spirit, I find so much interaction with them is just fantastic. Because I think that if you can have intellectual conversation and you can live and laugh and have fun and just have a good heart, then that means more than anything.
What I love is we may not see each other and we live like 15 minutes away, but it's just like we pick up and we just like we could just sit there and we don't even have to say
Yeah,
anything. We just enjoy our energy together. And that's
right.
just
And a lot of times we don't even have to talk about anything. We just
no.
enjoy spending time together.
And
So,
and I love it. It's just like our
yeah,
happy place. I mean, it'll
it
be
is.
going crazy, and we just say, "Come on, let's just meet," which we gotta do that again real soon. But
Yes,
we just go, "Let's go."
lunch,
Yeah,
sushi.
yeah. Shh, don't tell everybody where we go hide out at.
Right.
It's like, "Where's
Uh,
Lynn? Where's Angel?" "I don't know."
she just
Oh.
disappeared for a few hours.
Yeah, it's just great. It's just, I tell people all the time, you should be around people that make it easy to breathe, easy to just
Mhm.
have joy. And I'm sure as busy as you are, you never have time to watch my show. So, or else you'd know some of these questions, but that's okay. Which of your
I'm gonna have to
personality?
make some more time. I am a busy person, and
Yeah.
I mean, you know that. I don't
Oh,
allot my time a lot
girl,
to
I,
be on the computer. I don't watch a lot of TV.
I get that.
I just don't do a lot of that stuff, but it's because I just am out living life and I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying the people that I meet. I meet new people all the time, and people are fascinating. Everybody comes from a different walk of life and everybody has a different journey. But when you get down to it, we all have we're all the same. So
Absolutely.
we
Which
all
is
have the same struggles, we all have the same issues, we all have the same, um, you know, loves, laughs, things that we enjoy about life. We just have to find where that's at, and in order to find that, it's communication. So,
absolutely. Which of your personality traits has been the most useful?
oh, my outgoing personality, probably. I can talk to anybody. My mom used to tell me that I could sell ice to an Eskimo just because I am outgoing, and I love to meet people and to know about them, and to experience their life, and because their life experiences are sometimes so similar to your life experiences. And so I'd say my outgoing personality,
You know,
which is funny because you're pretty outgoing when you want to be, but you're pretty reclusive too.
I'm
So
introverted. Yeah.
yeah, so that's super funny to me. But like getting up in front of a group of, you know, people, which you've seen time and time again, I have no problems with, and I just speak to people.
It,
And so that's probably my personality trait that's got me. I mean, I've been everything from rodeo queen to owning my own business to face on a billboard. I did some modeling back in the day. Like I've just done a little bit of everything, and I've loved each step of it all. And I would just say that my outgoing personality has really gotten me far in life.
it's funny because people just think I'm so bold and out there sometimes, but they have no idea that it really takes a lot of energy for me to fight the shyness and introvert that I
Yes,
am. I'm
yes,
like, remember we were in Biz the Biz, and it's like, no, somebody else can talk. I mean, like, I get up there
I
and I
know.
serious, you guys, you don't understand. It takes a lot for me to get up there and do things, but I'm doing it anyways. But I'm telling you, I really have that side, and Angel just exposed it because it is true.
Yes,
It's true. But look, who would have thought I'd be doing podcasts, right? And we're live on YouTube right now. Who would have
right.
thought that, right? So,
Yeah.
anyways, what is the most impressive thing you know how to do?
Oh. So one of the things that probably throws people off the most is that I bead. I do a lot of native beading.
Oh,
Um, it's especially during the winter. I just sit down and I've beaded canes and headstalls and all kinds of things. And so I really enjoy that, which that's a very much a lost art. Um, I can do mathematical equations in my head like nobody's business. Like I have a little mini calculator in there. Um, and I break horses and love to push myself in that arena. I want to start barrel racing again. So,
what?
but
What?
oh, so on top of all of that, so I'm a businesswoman and all that kind of stuff too. But so on top of all of that, something that I mean, I have my nails done. I'm people look at me and they, most of the time
Thank
they
you,
say, "Oh,
girlie.
she's a girly girl." I change my own oil in my diesel. I can rebuild. My mom and I rebuilt her 1976 390 from the block up.
Ooh,
So, as far as mechanics and all that kind of stuff, I'm actually pretty good at mechanics and stuff too.
I'll be calling you next time I need help.
Yeah,
Poor
change out
Angel.
headlights and, obviously, it's more in the older vehicles because the newer vehicles have all these computer systems and all that stuff, and I don't have all that equipment. But yeah, so you need to change out spark plugs. You need to do anything like that. I know how to do all that too.
Oh, cool. Okay, so what personality trait you that has gotten you in the most trouble? This got to be a good one.
My mouth. I I'm not afraid to say anything to anybody at any point in time, anywhere, and it has gotten me in a fist fight or two, which my mom always said, if you're gonna run your mouth, you better very well back it up, and I do. But my mouth is untamable. There is a fire in my lungs and a devil on my tongue sometimes.
Mightier than the sword.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah, I've literally had guys at the bar when I'm breaking up fights and stuff like that going, "Wow, you made my ass pucker and made me wanna call and apologize to my wife, and I wasn't even a part of any of this." So
I love it.
but yeah, I mean, it's gotten me in a fist fight or two, and it's gotten me in trouble a time or two. But so it's probably, my outgoing personality and my not afraid to say anything at any point in time and back it up is probably my biggest flaw and my biggest you know
Really
personality
healed.
wise and yeah, my biggest strength. So my mom always told me that I should have been an attorney because I argue very well. Even if you're right, I can make you think you're wrong, and then I'll usually be like, "I'm just kidding, you're right. I just don't like it that you're right."
I
So
love it. What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done? And I mean, I think I know some you've gotten in the car just to go get a horse or an animal or
yeah,
something, but
yeah.
what's the coolest one that you've done?
Most spontaneous thing I've ever done. Um, I mean, we'll
Buy a bar?
drive. Yeah, usually I don't do those things very spontaneous. I'm very much a planner, very much. Before I got pregnant, either time I had a baby savings account for like a year. I was buying diapers. Like I'm a big planner when it comes to financial things. But probably trips. My friend Jamie last year was just like, just like a week before was like, "Hey, we're going to the NFR next week. You should come with us."
Yeah, I
Cool, let's
remember
go.
that. I remember that.
So, or this summer, I really wanted this horse, and she's pregnant. She's the one that's gonna have the baby in March, and I just picked up and drove down to Indiana and got her. So, but that comes with that whole, like if I want something, I just go do it. So,
Exactly.
spontaneous is um you know, is me most of the time. Most of the time, I'm a big planner, but spontaneous, like I just get ideas and I go do them.
There
So
you go. There you go. Okay, so can you recall a time in your life when you said, "I would never do," that you ended up doing? The whole never question, you know?
getting married again.
But it
And
was
for
the best
complete
thing.
honesty, I was like, I will never do that again. But I met Matt, and 9 months later, I married him. So there must have been something that was just absolutely fantastic. And over 10 years later, we're still married. So we're still getting there. We're
You're
still
still
plugging right along in this thing called life. So
yeah, you're still calling it honeymoon. You're still in the honeymoon.
yes, yes,
I
very
love
much so.
I love it.
So
Well, I usually do this when I got a few people on here, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyways here. Here we go.
So, have you ever gotten yourself in a pickle? What kind of pickle would you say you got yourself into? That you learned the most valuable lesson ever.
Everybody loves this the pickle question.
the pickle question. Um, the biggest pickle that I've probably gotten myself into.
And knowing your mouth, how you say you're gonna do something audacious, probably something that you were like, maybe you doubted for a second you couldn't do, but you pulled off. Other than trying to refinance my loan. So
Uh,
that's just kidding.
I probably riding a bull. Probably riding a bull. Yeah.
Wow, what
Um,
happened?
yeah, I mean, when I was younger, when I was 18, I did anything and everything. I rode, you know, bronc horses that people said that couldn't be ridden. I actually had a stock contractor that used to bring horses to me that he want broke so he could turn them into a pickup horse, and they were old bronc horses out of his pen. And so when I was 18, I ran my mouth well enough that they put me on a bull, and I sat down and I was just like, oh God, maybe I shouldn't do this. But I did it. I did it. I mean, I couldn't back out at that point in time. They had the rope going. I had
That's
my
scary?
yeah, it was
What were you
it
on for 2
was okay.
seconds?
Huh?
How did you do the whole 8 seconds?
No, I think it lasted about 5.5 was all.
Oh my
But and
gosh.
I had ridden cows and I had ridden steers and I had done all of that stuff. Um, but
Scary.
I just ran my mouth around my mouth and I was rodeoing and I had a bunch of friends that were bull riders and everything and they were like, "Well, we got to practice, Ben. Let's go. We got this new stock that we're gonna," and I was like, "Oh yeah, no problem, no problem, no problem." Well, then we got there and I was like, "Hey, yeah, all right,
I
all
got
right, this bull, no problem." So then I sat down, and when I sat down on this bull, he was just bigger and thicker and muscular, and for half a second, I was like, "Maybe I shouldn't do this." And then, of
too
course,
late.
my tenaciousness took over, and I was like, "I can do this, not a problem." But
Wow.
yeah, yeah,
Take
that's
that off.
probably the biggest pickle I was ever in that I was like, "Okay, go put your money where your mouth is now." So,
Wow. Riding a bull. I
yeah,
mean, that must have been you can take that off your bucket list now.
right. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've traveled. I went to Italy and I've traveled and I went to Europe and all that kind of stuff. And I love traveling, and all that stuff. So those are some fun experiences that I just decided to go do and did them. So,
Cool. What habit do you have now that you wish you started much earlier?
to not be on my phone so much.
Yeah, live in the moment.
Yep, living in the moment. Your phone's so convenient for so many things. Um, but I really learned that when my mom was in her hospice bed and stuff, and um, I just put down the phone and I would just study her face and try to take in as much time as I possibly could. And
Oh,
now, if I find myself like, on my phone too much, I just don't like it. I just don't like it at all. I want to be living my life. I don't want to be glued into my phone. So if that's something that I could have changed before before learning that lesson, I definitely would have, because your phone engages you so much and your phone is basically a worthless idol where you have so many things in life that can engage you.
absolutely. You know what? Working at the bar, I bet you've heard some funny jokes. So what's the funniest joke you know by heart?
I don't really know a lot of jokes.
Oh my god.
Um,
Now
mm,
that's a joke.
I know, right?
There's
I
a
don't
comedy
know.
in your place and you don't even know no jokes.
I know. Well,
You better start paying
I'm
attention.
not a real comedic person, though. I like to listen to everybody else and stuff, but
All
no,
right.
I know corny little ones, but I
Okay.
don't.
Tell me a corny little one then.
What does a pig write with?
What does it
A
ride with?
pig pen. So, like, I know those. Like, I have a 9-year-old. I know those kinds of jokes, but
It's a cute joke. That's a cute little joke. You
and
yeah,
most of the jokes we hear in the bar are probably not appropriate.
okay. All
So,
right. All right. I got you on that one. What's the best trip traveling wise that you ever have been
Italy,
on? Italy?
Italy by
Why is
far.
that? Why is that?
It was just so much fun, and when we went to Italy, we didn't go. I just went with one other person, and we didn't do the tours, and we didn't do the guides, and we didn't do all that stuff. We just got lost, and that was like the best.
Serious?
Um, yes,
Are
we
you
went out.
scared?
Yeah, we went off beaten paths, and we just went out and explored, and it was the best trip I want to say I probably ever had. Hawaii was amazing too,
Oh yeah.
but as far as culture wise and everything like that, and uh, I
Tell.
almost got kicked out of the Vatican. Because the person that I was with, his grandmother wanted water out of one of the fountains. Well, the fountains have fences around them, and I had gotten this little vial from because Venetians are really known for their glass. So I got her this vial, and I jumped the fence and filled up the vial full of holy water, I'm assuming. Um, and I was jumping the fence again, and the cops came and talked to me, but I really couldn't talk to them because I was like, I don't understand what you're saying. And I just batted my blue eyes, and I had stuck my little vial like in my shirt, and
In
I
your
was like,
bra.
I was just like, I don't know what you're saying, and I'm really, really sorry. And they're like, just don't do that again. Because I think they only saw me like on the outside of the fence, like super close. I don't think they actually saw me in and coming back out. So I'm
Angel,
kind of kicked out of that again.
angel, angel. Now I know what's wrong with the world. It's
So
your fault.
that's fun.
It's your fault.
So
Oh my gosh. The
because
things
that's
you
what
learn.
I'm saying, you gotta live. You gotta live. You gotta do those things. You gotta have those experiences because then, like later in life, you get to sit back and go, I did that.
Yep.
So,
Oh my gosh, you're cracking me up. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. What makes you unique?
ooh,
Other than your sassiness like me, which I love.
mhm.
You
I've
take
been.
no
I'm a. I don't know. I'm my own person. I'm just I don't know every little thing that makes me unique, but I'm just my own person. Like I said, like me, love me, hate me, whatever, but I just am my own person. I like things my way. I'm very driven. Um and I have just this wild heart that um you know a lot of people don't get to see a lot of, but I'm definitely a ride or die. If I'm your friend, I'm your friend to the end. And that it's just, it is what it is. And we can see each other once a month or we can see each other once every 6 months, but it doesn't change my friendship or anything else. And so, I don't know, there's just all kinds of things that just make me unique. I don't conform. And uh, I don't give two Fs if you don't like that I don't conform to whatever it is. I'm not peer pressured. Um, maybe into a shot or two when we're out partying or whatever, but I am who I am, and I don't see the need. Like I'm the one that has to live with myself, and I don't see the need to conform to anybody else. I've had other friends that I literally like. You are like tofu. Like it doesn't matter who you're with, you just conform to that group or that group or that group. Like be yourself.
Mhm.
Um, and so many people they're just in the ocean, in the waves, just going
Imitation.
along with whatever, whatever is going to go, whichever way it's taking them that day. And, you are the best person that you're ever going to be. And why not go out and be your quirky, fun self and be happy? So that's the only way you're going to be happy is if you just let yourself be you and, you know,
That's that's why I love hanging out with you, and I love that we may not talk for months, but man, I pick up the phone and call you, and you always answer, and you're always there, or text
yeah,
away and stuff, and
yeah.
we
If I
just
can
love it.
answer, I answer, and if I can't, I usually shoot a text back. Hey, I'm in the middle of this, or I'm in the middle of that, or I can't talk right now, but how about coffee? So
Well, that's
um,
what I love is that, both of us, I mean, we don't take our friendship for granted, and we just love being and running away from everybody else, actually. Yes, when
right,
I do run away and I say, "Oh, I'm hanging out with a friend,"
yeah,
okay, this is the friend. We secretly meet.
uh, I
It's hard having a lingerie business here for 15 years. Everybody knows who I am, and your
yeah,
broker thing, we go places, and I don't think there's ever a time, well, except for a little spot that we could go there. Mostly people know who we are. So,
yeah,
going to hide in that place is pretty cool, which don't
yeah.
tell anybody. Shh. I mean, they'll be
Well,
stalking us.
you gotta have those times where you can just sneak away and just relax
Yep.
and
Yeah,
not have any preconceived anything or worry about anybody else or anything like that. And just have fun.
absolutely.
Let your hair
Absolutely. Okay, so what is your favorite quote?
down. My favorite quote. Is it somebody else's quote?
Anybody, it doesn't matter. One you even made up. You said a good quote earlier, but something other than that.
Yeah, if I'm down, then it's I go to that quote all the time. Even if you fall flat on your face, you're still moving forward. So get your ass up, move forward. Um,
It's called failing
or
forward.
yeah, or well, there's a will, there's a way, and I have a lot of will, so I'll make that way.
I
So
love that.
yeah,
Love that one.
yeah, those are probably my favorite quotes.
Okay, I love this one. What tells you the most about a person?
Their actions.
Absolutely.
People can tell you whatever, and I tell people all the time, just because I do own businesses and companies, and so I have employees and stuff like that, and I tell employees and I tell friends, like, it's not that you made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. We're human. We are set up to make a mistake. That's just the way it is. It might be a mistake of the heart, it might be a mistake of the mind, it might be a mistake just of being careless, but we're humans, we're not perfect, we're going to make mistakes, but it's how you carry yourself after that mistake. So you can say you're sorry a million times, but if you just go and keep repeating
Yeah,
that mistake, then that's what speaks to your character more than you actually making that mistake.
absolutely. Okay, what kind of people do you most enjoy hanging out with? That's a
Hmm. Is there a kind of people?
I love it.
Honestly,
Well,
is there really a kind of people? Can you really put people in these little boxes? I don't think you can.
that's right. I like that. I like that. I like that. I if a genie granted you 3 wishes right now, what would you wish for? And I mean, this is kinda crazy asking a girl that'll have whatever she wants, but still, you know,
uh, honestly,
don't
I
really
I can't think of anything that I don't already have or have a goal of obtaining.
there you go. There you go.
So
I get
I
that.
can't think of anything really.
Alright. Let's see. Okay, what's the first thing you notice about a person?
Play their eyes. I'm really big into eyes.
Me too, me too.
Eyes.
And
I
you
you
have
know I
beautiful blue eyes. I love
Oh,
my
thank
friends that have
you.
beautiful blue eyes. That's one of the attractions, you know, it's like, man, they just got because you can see right to your soul, and
Mhm.
it's such a loving soul that you got, and I'm just
Oh,
so
well,
blessed
thank
to call
you.
you one of my dearest friends, without a doubt. Okay, so what's the most beautiful place you've ever been?
Oh,
And Montana's beautiful too, but
Montana is beautiful. I don't know. I don't know if it's really a place, but my husband's arms.
oh, oh, that's so sweet. I got to check in the 53 minutes in the podcast and
Right?
oh,
It doesn't matter where we're at or what we're doing or what kind of a day I'm having, because I've been through some hard stuff, some really, really hard stuff. And
mhm,
it doesn't matter what's going wrong or what's going right. That's my happy place. That's my place where nothing else matters.
I know, it's so
So
sweet. It's so sweet. I love it. Okay, so what book recommendations do you think have been impactful in your life?
I am a huge James Welch fan. And I don't know if you know who James Welch is, but he's a local Montana artist. Um, he has written a lot of native literature, but he has some other books and stuff too. But native literature, I just am enthralled with. I really, really love to read. And he has a book called Fool's Crow. Fool's Crow is probably my most favorite book ever. Um, and then there's other series and stuff like that too. Um, I've tried to read like books that are about business and self-help and stuff like that, and even though I love to read and everything, I just really can't get into those books very well. So, while there's no real, rhyme nor reason to the books that I love, Native American literature and stuff like that it just encaptures me, and I feel like it brings me back to the time where, uh, my ancestors lived in teepees and traveled and were free, and it's just the wild, wild west. I
Nice.
feel like I was born maybe 100 years too late sometimes, but
Oh, you would have been a kick-ass. You would you would have showed
Granny
you
J,
should
move over. That's
you
all I gotta say.
would have showed these men, "Man, maybe women can do things."
Yeah, the women's movement would have came around a lot sooner.
I was gonna say, "Oh, no, we have a winner over here."
Oh, I do love that one quote that, what is it? "Quiet women never make history." I
Oh,
like
yes.
that one too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Good. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what, I just, we're getting the time to close up here, but it's been I'm honored that you've been here.
This
I'm
was a
trying to
lot of
leave
fun.
I'm trying to leave the legacy for my kids to know that even when I'm gone, there's these videos with friends and people that mean a lot to me.
Mhm.
We need to start celebrating people while we're still here, not when we're
We do.
gone.
We do. And everybody, it seems like, especially in the commercial industry and stuff like that, they work so hard on um tearing women down as far as body size, or they don't look right, or they don't talk right, or they don't this, they don't that. And honestly, everybody has a chance of being beautiful. I'm not saying everybody's beautiful, because I know a lot of people that are not beautiful.
They may look it, but they're not.
Right. And because that beauty radiates from your soul. And and there are a lot of ugly people in the world, for whatever reason. But you, my friend, are one of the beautiful people, and you're just so full of love and laughter, and it's just fun. Like, you're not a heavy person. You're not a Debbie Downer, and
Looks like a
um,
sweetie.
and I know that you've had your trials and tribulations. You know that I've had mine, but it's just
We don't
you
sit there and banter about it and say, "Well, what
know,
about this?" We just say, "You know what? It just helps us connect and relate." And
yeah.
such a blessing
Once in
because
a
of that.
while, we vent to each other about this, that, or the other thing, and but most of the time,
Joy.
it's light, and it's joy, and it's fun, and that's what I think a lot of people are missing in life, is just to find the good about whatever situation that you're in.
Yeah. I'm deciding I'm getting a friend of mine for my birthday bought me a 4K camera it's in route, which I'm pretty excited about,
Oh, wow.
moving this up, a $200 camera. But
Woo!
but what I'm excited about is, I mean, we're talking a webcam camera, that's expensive. But
Yeah.
anyways, I'm gonna start another series on YouTube for, you know, messages to my grandkids and stories, Mimi stories and stuff like that for younger kids. So yeah, I got to spread the joy, got to leave the memories behind. I'll leave as many memories as I can behind before I leave. That's kind of my mission. I
Yeah.
just love you so much. I want to thank you for being on my show. I hope you had a great time. I know I did. Thank you, love you, and God bless.
Oh.
Yay, the show is over. You survived. Congratulations. I hope you had a great time.
Those are fun.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm excited about your future comedians showing up and me interviewing them. And I'm going to tell them these crazy stories about you so that they know to behave when they're at your bar.
Most people do behave. I did get an offer one time to be the comedian was from Florida, and he was like, "I didn't know the Montana girls were so beautiful. I'd do this show for free if you make out with me." I was like, "Oh, okay."
It's a good thing you know how to pay your bills.
So that jokes are over.
All right. Stay right there, Angel, and you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some value out of this. Wishing you a great day and have a great weekend.